The 23-year-old Alex de Minaur has just scored the biggest career win. He defeated world number 3 Daniil Medvedev at the Paris Masters in an intense battle lasting over 2 hours. And while he's super glad to snap his 18-match losing streak against elite category players, Alex still has a tough challenge ahead of him. Keep watching this video as we learn more about the young tennis superstar. First up, Alex has arrived. Alex de Minaur didn't just score the biggest win of his career at the Paris Masters, but this is also the first time he defeated a top 5 ranked opponent. The 23-year-old was happy to have finally ended his 18-match losing streak against elite category players after winning over 3rd-ranked Daniil Medvedev. After this challenging victory, Alex we know and love has officially arrived. It was a high-pressure game, but the Aussie proved he was up for the task, as he saved 12 of the 15 break points he faced in the second-round match. It did seem like the game would slip away from him at some points, but it was a true battle of patience. And we don't want to take anything away from Daniil either. He played some really good tennis. He was setting up these little tricks and traps for Alex, but credit him for soaking up all the pressure. Even the Aussie acknowledged how it was an absolute battle playing against the world number 3, but at the end of the day, he's glad to have come out on top. It was an absolute battle, and I'm very happy I was able to come out on top. And we're not sure if you've noticed yet, but this year is turning out to be good for Australia. Their players are enjoying a lot of success at the Paris Masters and the ATP Masters 1000 event. Next, a chess match. It was an excellent game of tennis, no doubt about it. But Alex and Daniil were not just playing tennis, they also played a bit of chess. It wasn't just the Russian baiting Minaur, but the Aussie was also having some fun. The strategy was simple: get the other player to make mistakes. And how do you do that? You make them play aggressively. Instead of trying to outclass each other through sheer endurance and patience, both these guys would leave a chance to play an aggressive shot in the hopes of getting an easy point. But yeah, as we said earlier, it was a solid game of tennis on Medvedev's part too. He understood the game well and fought till the end in the hopes of securing a win. Alex was too dominant though, and it's not because he had more stamina or something, it was because he played smartly. He took his time and didn't get carried away with what Daniil was throwing at him. I just played very smart. I knew it was going to be a chess match out there, both baiting each other to be aggressive. But you also didn't want to be too aggressive at times. While the Russian kept his cool during the match, he didn't hold back afterward as he smashed his racket in a fury after losing to 25th ranked Alex de Minaur. He also blamed his loss on bad umpiring. Moving on, a shot at gold. Alex might have won against the world number 3, but his journey has just started. He's set to take on 16th seeded American Frances Tiafoe in his next match, and that will be an even bigger challenge. But let's look at the positives here. If Minaur can put on a similar performance against Tiafoe, he can become the #1 ranked Australian player. He'll be stealing the spot from the controversial Nick Kyrgios. Talk about a career boost. Alex has made headlines after his stunning victory in the first round of the Paris Masters, and if he can carry all that momentum in his next match against Tiafoe, he'll become the #1 Australian tennis player in the world. He's been a nearly man for quite some time now, and after getting a breakthrough in an epic affair with the Russian, he's set to get his shot at gold. Let's see how he fares against Frances now. Will it be another cat and mouse affair? Will Minaur be able to overcome his opponent both mentally and physically? Guess we'll have to see how things play out for the 23-year-old now. It seems like another tactical battle of determination, endurance, and mindset. Following up, a rising star. By now, we're sure you already know Alex is a rising star making headlines after his stunning victory at the Paris Masters. But let's be honest, this is probably the first time we hear his name make headlines. So, who is Alex? And how long has the 23-year-old been playing tennis? Well, believe it or not, the young superstar has played tennis for almost his entire life. The 6-foot Australian isn't new to success though. The fact that this is the first time he's beaten from the top 5 doesn't mean he isn't a winner. Alex has won 6 ATP titles, with the first 3 coming in 2019. He's gone against some big names like Andy Murray, Taylor Fritz, and Adrian Mannarino. He won 2 titles 2 years later in 2021 and added the 6th in 2022 against Alexander Bublik in Atlanta. And while he's a super talented tennis player, he's also a gem off the court. Did you know the 23-year-old speaks 3 different languages? Yep, he speaks English, Spanish, and French. We're guessing it helps him make new friends when playing against French and Spanish players. Also, did you know he goes by the nickname Demon and has 109 tattooed on his chest? But why 109? Because he's the 109th Australian player to represent his nation in the Davis Cup. We reckon the youngster will have a lot of tattoos in the future since he's such a talented player destined for success. Up next, Next, he deserves more recognition. We're not gonna lie, Alex deserves more recognition. As compared to other tennis players, the Aussie is still relatively unknown. Even if we look at his following on social media, he's nowhere near the competition. De Minaur has 50,000 followers on Twitter, 22,000 on Facebook, and 250,000 on Instagram, but we think he's set to receive a huge boost after his exceptional performance at the Paris Masters. But we're pretty sure social media following is the least of his concerns, since he's managed to stack a lot of winnings in the back. It's estimated that the 23-year-old has won nearly $7.8 million throughout his career, and the fact that he's so young means much more to be made. If he can cash in on his momentum at the Masters, he'll probably be getting a lot of big sponsors and deals. It will also help him make that final breakthrough that puts him up with the big boys. Also, Nick has been getting comfortable at the top, and we've been waiting for someone like Alex to come and take over. And we get it. He's not the best, but his never-die attitude excited us. He's different. He might not be at the top, but we think he has all the qualities to become the best player in the world. Oh, and like we said before, he's been a nearly man for quite some time, but it looks like his time is finally here. Last but not least, he's in good hands. De Minaur is young right now. He's managed to gather a lot of experience for someone 23 years old. Along with having gone up against some of the best players in the world, he's won. And since he's so young, he needs to be groomed and trained. The more he plays, the better chance he has to become the world's #1. He's in good hands though. His coach, Adolfo Gutierrez, who's been working hard to take his game to the next level. But that's just his coach we're talking about. His mentor, Leighton Hewitt, is the real person behind the scenes helping Alex attain new heights. Hewitt isn't just the former #1 tennis player in the world, but also the Davis Cup champion. And because of him, Alex has been able to pierce the top 10 and register a win against the #3 player in the world. Let's see if the rising superstar can make his mark against the dominant Frances Tiafoe to become the world's #1 ranked Australian player. We're rooting for him. It's nice to finally see some young blood in tennis taking on the big boys. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? How did you find De Minaur's performance against the world #3? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.